Not one, but two of the top Red Sox prospects are now a bit closer to Major League Baseball. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin. This is going to be kind of a cool video, right? Because it's not every day that a top 100 prospect and a top prospect in the Red Sox farm system gets a promotion to the next level. It's even more rare that that happens to two of the Red Sox top prospects and two top 100 prospects at the exact same time. But that's exactly what the Red Sox did this morning. They promoted two of their top 5 prospects in their system, as well as two of the top 100 prospects in Major League Baseball. So what we are going to do in today's video is we're going to break down both of these promotions. We're going to talk about who got promoted. We're going to talk about what they've been doing to earn themselves a promotion. We're going to talk about how both of these promotions affect each of their individual timelines. And we're going to be talking about what this means for the Boston Red Sox as a whole and how it impacts the organization. But before we get into that, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. The first guy to earn himself a promotion is none other than Teel, which is actually pretty funny because yesterday we put out a video talking about just how incredible Teel's first month in Major League Baseball was. Because in his first month and with the Greenville drive in high A, he skipped low A altogether. He had a 377 average with a 485 on base percentage and a 453 slug, good for a 166 WRC plus. Or in the 14 games that he has spent in the high A section, Teel has been about 66% better than the average hitter in high A baseball. Now, it wasn't only just his offensive numbers that really jumped off the page in his first month. His defensive metrics looked really good as well. Multiple different scouts were talking about Teel's defensive ability, and they were talking about his frame rate and how good his frame rate can be. They were talking about how strong his arm is. He has one of the strongest arms from behind the plate in all of the minor leagues, and he has an incredible pop time, right? We mentioned in that video that specific one just a couple of days ago where it was a low and outside pitch that Teel reached across his body to get and then threw to second base, and that pop time was a 1.9, which would be the 10th best pop time in all of Major League Baseball, and that was on a pitch way outside, right? Imagine what he could do with an actual good setup pitch to throw to second base. This dude is going to be fantastic defensively. He's clearly already proving that he can handle high A pitching in a very small sample size, but a sample size that's big enough to say, yeah, this dude is clearly head over heels above his competitors here, and he is on just a simple another level. That contact ability, the ability to control the strike zone as well and command the strike zone. Right now in high A, he took the exact same amount of walks as he did strikeouts. His strikeout rate is 16.6%. His walk rate is 16.6%, right? He was able to command the strike zone in high A, and it was very clear from a small sample size that Teel was just simply better than his high A competition in both the batter's box and behind the dish. So in all honesty, it does make a ton of sense to see him promoted into AA baseball, right? Because of what he's been able to do in his first month, because of his experience in college, it makes sense that he's moving up the ranks pretty quickly. Now, in terms of his individual timeline, right now it's scheduled for sometime in 2025. It says mid-2025 on SoxProspects.com, which is usually where I go to get my information. But this promotion actually does feel like it could have a pretty big effect on what Teel's timeline looks like, right? Because you get the 2 weeks or so of the minor league system left in AA, where it's probably not going to be a big enough sample size for it to really mean anything. But more importantly, you're going to be starting 2024 in AA, right? Which gives you a ton of time to adjust to the biggest jump you're going to make in the minor league system, aside from obviously when you get to Major League Baseball. Getting into AA is one of the biggest jumps you could possibly make, and so giving him not only these 2 weeks, but the beginning of next year as well to really hone in and really adjust to AA pitching, there's a possibility that if Teel continues to just look absolutely dominant at the plate and obviously continue his defensive abilities behind the plate, that we see a little bit of Teel in 2024, right? If he takes a Ceddanne Rafaela route, right, where he gets promoted fairly early on in the year to AAA, and then he spends a little bit of time in AAA, and now he's up for September call-ups. He could take a similar route as, say, Don Rafaela, and I actually think this promotion pushed up his timeline a little bit. But either way, this was fantastic news for Teel. It's fantastic news for Red Sox fans, and it's a really aggressive approach for the Boston Red Sox that I absolutely love. But Kyle Teel was not the only one promoted yesterday, and the other one is just as exciting, so let's talk about them as well. The other big promotion yesterday was another top 100 prospect, and that is Roman Anthony. And Roman Anthony's actually been just absolutely killing high A pitching for a little while now, right? He got promoted way earlier in the year. He has about 200 at-bats at the high A level, and he has been fantastic. In those 200-ish at-bats, Roman Anthony has a 294 average with a 412 on base percentage and a 569 slug, good for a 164 WRC plus. Roman Anthony, since getting to the high A level, has introduced a ton more power into his swing, and he's grown and developed in an incredible way at the high A level to not only put himself as the number 2 prospect in the Red Sox system, but as a top 100 prospect in all of Major League Baseball. All of that happened within those 200 at-bats at the high A level. Now, clearly, that was enough for the Red Sox to say, hey, look, we're going to give you a taste of Double A to finish the year, and then you're going to start the year in Double A going into 2024. And there's more reasons outside of just his slash line for them to really try and push Roman Anthony up the minor league system, right? Another reason is very similar to Kyle Teel. Roman Anthony commands a strike zone, right? He does swing and miss a lot. He's a 30.6% strikeout rate, but he is also very good at laying off of pitches outside of the zone. He had a 16.3% walk rate, which is about the same rate as Kyle Teel, right? And again, we talk about this all the time, but the ability to understand your own strike zone and the ability to understand a strike zone in general and be able to command that in a batter's box, to me, is one of the most important factors for position players, specifically hitting forward position players like Roman Anthony as they make their way up through the levels. And clearly, what the Red Sox have seen at the plate from Roman Anthony is a guy who is disciplined, a guy who can punish the ball, and a guy who gets hits in bunches. And it really looked like Roman Anthony was completely ready for the next level. Honestly, for a little bit now. I'm surprised it took him this long to get Roman Anthony up to Double A. I know he had struggled a little bit recently, but either way, it really looked like Roman Anthony had been ready for a little bit. In terms of his defense, he's a great defender. He's got great instincts. He's not particularly the fastest person on the field, but it looks like he could very easily stick in center field or play a really great left or right field at the major league level, and obviously that's going to factor into it as well. With Roman Anthony coming up into Double A, his timeline is late 2025, and I'm not sure it affects his timeline all that much, right? I think there's a little bit of a difference between Roman Anthony, a guy who was drafted out of high school, and Kyle Teel, who's played a couple years of college. He has more experience, right? He's a little bit further along in his development than Roman Anthony is, but I will say I do think there's a possibility that we see Roman Anthony towards the beginning of 2025, right? And again, we talked about this with Kyle Teel, but the jump between high A and Double A is the largest jump you're going to make in the minors until you get from obviously Triple A to Major League or Double A to Major League or whatever it is to Major League Baseball. In minor league only, Double A is the hardest level in the minor leagues. So there's probably going to be an adjustment period, and that's where it depends on, right? That's where the timeline sort of depends on. You're not going to really be able to tell fully how long it's going to take them to adjust in just the 2 weeks that you're getting from them in Portland, but you are going to be able to tell in a couple of months of Double A baseball kind of where they're at and how long it might take them to adjust and stuff like that. And that's what's great about both of these promotions, right? Because it's not going to worsen their timeline at all. In fact, it made most of them better, right? And I think it's a great move by the Boston Red Sox. Clearly, Roman Anthony had been crushing high A pitching for a while, and Kyle Teel just looked like he did not belong in high A, right? It really looked like Kyle Teel was just simply already ready for Double A baseball. And this aggressive promotion, one, serves to show that, hey, look, if you can do it, if you put the work in and you show the results with Roman Anthony type players, we're going to reward you by bumping you up the next level. And with Kyle Teel, right, it just simply made sense. The other reason I love this move by the Boston Red Sox is because of the fact that it now gives both of them a ton of time to make that adjustment, right? You not only get the 2 weeks at the end of this year, but because you were promoted at the end of this year, it's most likely you're going to start in Double A next year, and you're going to get a full season of Double A baseball, right? You're not going to get thrown in midway through. You're not going to get thrown in with just a couple of weeks left and then bump back down to high high A the next year. That's probably not how it's going to work, and it allows them to make the adjustment for the biggest jump in the minor league system without really throwing off their timelines all that much, right? It would be fantastic if Kyle Teel gets up there and he absolutely crushes pitching again, and it just simply looks like he's ready for the next level, which could be close to Major League Baseball. And it would be fantastic if Roman Anthony went up there and kept slugging home runs, right? But it also would be okay if they struggled a bit for their first couple of months in AA, because it wouldn't really throw off their timelines all that much. It'd be great to get them up earlier than their timeline, but it'd also be perfectly fine if they came up at the exact same time. So all in all, like I said, it's not every day you get to see two of the top 100 prospects promoted together in Major League Baseball, let alone on your own favorite team. So this is really exciting, right? It's exciting for Red Sox fans. It's obviously exciting for Teel and Anthony, and it's exciting for the Red Sox as well. They're going to be aggressive again, and they're going to push these prospects and see exactly what they're made of, and I absolutely love that. I think every fan should, right? It should be fantastic to see these guys get pushed through the minor league system and really sort of force them into the fire here and see what they can become, and I absolutely love this by the Red Sox. But all in all, again, I think this is absolutely fantastic. I'm sure you guys think it's absolutely fantastic, so let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of these latest Red Sox promotions? What do you think about promoting Kyle Teel? What do you think about promoting Roman Anthony? What do you think about promoting them together? Do you have any sort of thought process on why they decided to promote them at the same time? Let me know all your thoughts on the latest Red Sox top 100 prospect promotions in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.